Instalock Jetts, your party is over. Riot Games has announced a new system to fix the problem of instalocking in Valorant, and it's cascading agent select. So what is this new system? Is it really needed? And will it make Valorant ranked a better experience for everyone? Alright y'all, before we get into the video, I gotta remind you, as always, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and to ring the notification bell. If you don't, you're gonna have to play smokes and be an Omen main, so have fun with that. So, instalocking. If you have played Valorant, I'm sure you have all experienced this before. Instalocking is when you load into agent select and immediately lock in the agent you want to play, not just clicking on it. Like it's literally a race. And if you're not sure what I mean, I will let Shazam demonstrate.
All this shit till I die. Na 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 na. We got Tommy Bionicle 73, Smiley Tester 777.
God damn, he's good. And if you're like, Liz, why is that an issue? I am so glad you asked, babes. Well, it forces your teammates to build a team composition around you and what you wanted to play. They literally have to pick up the slack. They might have to play off-role, or you get the classic 4 duelist comp. Basically, you could be making things more difficult for your team, and the game hasn't even started yet. And it's not just one person instalocking. I've been in games where 3 or 4 people just immediately lock in agents, and I'm forced to fill out the comp because I made a mistake of thinking we would talk to each other before the game started. If you're seeing a pattern of frustration on my end, you're right. And that's where instalocking becomes this vicious cycle that infects others. You become an instalocker because you are so sick of them, so you can play what you want to play. This creates more instalockers, and the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats until finally it's the people with the best SSD who get to play what they want. So, how do we fix this problem? Well, for Riot, it's introducing a new system coming to Valorant, and it's Cascade Agent Select. In a recent dev stream, we got a little taste of what this will entail, and I'll let the devs explain.
We've talked a lot. We came up with we're calling it cascading agent pick. We wanted to have it out at the beginning of the episode. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get out. So it's hopefully going to land sometime in the episode. What cascade agent pick is the player will have like a first, second, third, fourth, fifth pick, like you normally think of in like a protected pick type sense. Mm-hmm. And the first pick will have about 15, 20 seconds. We haven't determined the exact time to pick their first agent. And then if they don't pick, or if they pick an agent, it goes to the second person. And so you're not required to pick right away. If you're first pick, you can just like wait a little bit. So then it unlocks the third person to pick, the fourth person to pick, and the fifth person to pick. So it'll have a trickle down or cascading effect of when you can pick your agent.
Now, if that sounds familiar, it's a lot like another Riot game, League of Legends. For years, the system in League Ranked has been for each team to pick 1 or 2 champions at a time with no ability to instalock. Cascade Agent Select isn't exactly the same, like you won't be queuing up for a specific role, but it's pretty similar. 15 to 20 seconds for each person to pick an agent. If they don't pick one, it passes on to the next person. So kind of like schoolyard dodgeball, except instead of sports, it's bullets and abilities. On paper, this stops the problem of instalocking in Valorant, but it has the possibility of creating other problems as well. It is certainly a big problem for one-tricks. If you're a 4th or 5th pick in agent select and someone takes the agent you are most comfortable on, that's not going to be great for you. Especially if you are a lower level player or you're just flat out brand new to the game, it is sink or swim. It is difficult to know how exactly this will pan out, but we can look at similar systems like League of Legends. One major difference between the 2 games is the amount of playable characters. League of Legends has many, many more champions than Valorant has agents. In League, you sign up for a role, top, bot, jungle, and you're made to choose a champion from there. And you have a lot of options. The only correct option for support is Yumi, by the way. With 157 champions, the chances of someone taking your champion, especially when you're all assigned different roles, is pretty slim. In Valorant, though, with only 18 agents and no assigned roles when you enter a game, someone could definitely take your agent, especially if they're ones that are widely fought over. Reyna, Jett, Reyna, Jett. It's also more likely you end up with a disjointed team composition with someone playing unfamiliar roles. We could go the Overwatch route and introduce role lock. That means you would queue to play a specific class of agent, sentinel, duelist, etc. When you get into a game, there's less of a chance of someone taking your agent because you'll mostly be playing different roles. But generally speaking, the Overwatch community wasn't too happy when it was introduced because of how much diversity was taken away from the gameplay, i.e. not running all the same role because you feel like it, and it still doesn't fix the issue of instalocking. When you take these actions by limiting and restricting the communities this much, there will be adverse reactions. What it really boils down to with Cascade Agent Select is that these solutions have been brought forward because of the trend of instalocking that we as a community have created. Well, some of us. Even with everyone taking turns, the ability to play the agent you want to play comes down to two things. One, who you are playing with, and two, if they're going to let you. I've seen some people on Twitter suggesting that instead of Cascade Agent Select, there should be a time period where people can just talk to each other and are barred from locking in. I do truly appreciate the sentiment of trying to make this better, but it doesn't fix the issue. People will have their cursor over who they want to play if they're going to be jerks about it. We will still have the problems that instalocking brings on our hands. So we have the good and the bad when it comes to Cascade Agent Select. It will fix the problem with instalocking, but it'll force people to sit and watch as their best agent is taken away from them. But what this all comes down to, in my opinion, is that Cascade Agent Select is a solution to a legitimate but not pressing problem in Valorant. The reality is that instalocking isn't the biggest, baddest issue in the game. It's something that can be annoying and frustrating, absolutely, but it's not something that happens every single game. And if it does, like it happened to me in all of my games last night, it's still winnable. If I were to ask you what is the biggest issue in Valorant right now, would you say to me it was instalocking? In my opinion, this is not a big enough issue for Riot to be implementing a whole new system that may cause more trouble than it's worth. Besides, Riot has another monster they created on their hands.
Fucking bitch! The gun is broken! How the f do they think this is okay? How the f do they think this is okay? This is a fucking sentry gun, fucking mobile sentry gun. You can running and shoot this shit.
Some people don't agree with my assessment and say that it's a fine solution to an unavoidable problem. That given the chance, people will discuss their team comp in this new system and won't troll if they don't get their pick. And they have a point. The issue isn't the game mechanics, it's the people that decide to instalock, troll, etc. And that issue is everywhere. It isn't just in Valorant. All in all, here's how I see Cascade Agent Select going down once it is implemented. Best case scenario, you load into a game, people discuss their team comps, civil normal stuff, and it's fine. Worst case scenario, people don't listen and get upset when they can't play the agent that they want to play, and they throw your promotion matches. It's going to be a game of chance, just like it already is, for who you end up in the lobby with. The hope is that a civil conversation might now follow, instead before where it was just a instalocking frenzy. Either way, it is not going to ruin your Valorant experience, though it's going to change things a little bit. Let me know your thoughts on it, and instalockers, give me here for a second. Enjoy your time while it lasts. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. How's that? That was pretty good, right?
That was actually reasonably on guard. There's a little bit more pause after welcome. Just like, welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Turret plating will soon fall.